13 WMAZ Morning starts now.
All eyes are going to be on now tropical depression threat as we head through the next several days. I'll let you know the latest from the National Hurricane Center coming up.
Central Georgia hospitals sharing the number of COVID-19 patients they have, including how many are vaccinated. We have a breakdown for you just ahead.
Plus, a mask policy no more in Monroe County, what the district's now recommending instead.
If you're looking for a good show tonight, come out to downtown Forsyth because the Rose Theater is reopening its doors for the first time in a little over a year because they closed for so long due to the pandemic. I'll have more for you in a second.
Well, good Thursday morning. You're taking a live look over a beautiful downtown Macon. I mean, just stop what you're doing and take a look at that sunrise. The time is now 6:31 a.m. on this August the 12th. I'm Wanye Reese.
And I'm Caitlin Heck. A beautiful start to the day, but will it stay that way is the question, Courtney.
It's summertime in Central Georgia, Caitlin. Let's be real. It's going to be a little uncomfortable. It already is a uncomfortable morning. Very muggy out there, but comes with the territory here in the southeast in the summertime. But at least we have a beautiful view. It's always nice. Happy Thursday, everyone. We're almost to the end of the week. 71 right now in the city of Macon. It's that dew point at 70. Very tropical atmosphere out there, and that's going to lead to another very summer-like day. 71 in Warner Robins and in Montezuma, 72 in Forsyth, 69 in Gordon, and 73 if you're waking up with us in Dublin. As we go through the day today, another hot one. We will top out in the mid-90s, somewhere between noon and 5 o'clock. I think most of us will head into the mid-90s today, and we'll also have that chance for scattered afternoon thunderstorms, primarily as we head past lunchtime today. Maybe could have a strong storm or two like we have had the past couple of days as well. As we head through the next few days, we'll also be keeping a very close eye on now tropical depression Fred. This storm is forecast to become a tropical storm by sometime tomorrow. I'll give you the latest from the Hurricane Center. That's all in just a few minutes.
We start this half hour with the latest in COVID-19 vaccine news. As we told you earlier that our booster shot could soon be coming for some in the country.
CBS News learned that today the FDA is expected to amend the emergency use authorization orders for the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines to allow a third dose for certain immunocompromised people. And when it comes to vaccines, we're taking a closer look at where Georgia stands this morning. The State Department of Public Health shows so far over 4.2 million Georgians are fully vaccinated. That's 41% of the state. Nearly 5 million have gotten at least one dose. But how does that stack up with the rest of the country? When it comes to percent of population partially vaccinated, it shows Georgia and 12 other states near the bottom of the country.
Of those 12 other states, 8 have lower numbers than Georgia. We're now getting a better picture of the COVID-19 cases hospitals are dealing with. So let's take a look at graphics that 3 Central Georgia hospitals posted yesterday. First up, Atrium Health Navicine. They show 117 hospitalized COVID-19 patients. They say 109 of those are unvaccinated. Of the 46 total cases, either in the ICU or on a ventilator, 44 are unvaccinated.
Piedmont Macon and Piedmont Macon North showed 70 hospitalizations, with 60 of those not vaccinated. Non-vaccinated people also made up all of the ICU and ventilator cases. Houston Healthcare's numbers show a similar picture. The system showed 84 hospitalizations, 11 vaccinated, 73 not vaccinated. Most of the ICU and ventilator cases involved unvaccinated people. Only 2 are vaccinated. These numbers reflect those in both Houston Medical Center and the Perry Hospital.
As the country continues to deal with COVID-19, health leaders at those hospitals plan to come together today to encourage you to protect yourself. Atrium Health Navicine says you can tune in on their Facebook page at 10 this morning to hear more. The health system says they're standing together with Piedmont, Houston Healthcare, and the North Central Health District to encourage people to stay safe as the Delta variant spreads. With the rise in COVID-19 cases, you may wonder where you can get tested. Many of you see the COVID-19 testing by appointment signs at CVS and at Walgreens, but not every visible location has available testing appointments, which is why people are turning to private practices. If you're having trouble getting an appointment at CVS or Walgreens, check with your primary care physician. Right now, Primary Pediatrics has day of appointments available, but you must call ahead. They're taking kids and family members with COVID-19 symptoms. Woods Medical is accepting walk-ins from 8:30 to 10:30 in the morning, Monday through Friday, and Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 4 in the afternoon. You just pull up to the employee side of their building, and one of their frontline workers comes out with a swab.
Well, the education system seeing the effects of COVID-19 as some have opted to require masks again, but that won't be the case in Monroe County schools anymore. The district reversed a policy that was set to take effect today. Instead, they're choosing to highly recommend masks for students and staff inside schools. Now, masks are required on buses, and the district is temporarily suspending visitor access in classrooms and lunchrooms. The district says they'll revisit the protocols at a board meeting next month. Mask mandates are coming back to students and staff in Macon County. The district made that announcement yesterday, also saying its schools will go virtual for 2 weeks. That starts Monday and goes through Friday, August 27th. Schools are checking out Chromebooks to support virtual learning. The district says to check with your child's school for more information. Now, 3 other Georgia school districts are also put a temporary pause on in-person learning since school started.
That's one of 3 headlines we're tracking across the state for you this morning. The Associated reports that Tolliver, Glasscock, and Talbot counties are the other districts that went away from in-person instruction within days of starting school. The AP says other districts closed individual schools or sent hundreds of students into quarantine after COVID-19 exposure. And when it comes to mask wearing, the AP reports that at least 38 Georgia districts are requiring them. Georgia's top election leaders wants to amend the state constitution to say only American citizens can vote in the state's election. Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger said during a news conference yesterday that he's calling on the State General Assembly to put a constitutional amendment on the ballot next year for voters to consider. That's according to the AP. State law already makes it clear that only U.S. citizens can vote in Georgia, but Raffensperger says he wants to add it to the Constitution to make it more permanent.
Well, a chance for high-speed internet could be coming to several rural Georgia counties. The U.S. Secretary of Agriculture announced yesterday the Department of Agriculture, or USDA, will invest over $167 million in 12 states. It's to deploy broadband infrastructure in rural areas without sufficient access to high-speed internet. The USDA says rural Georgia is set to get about $21 million of that to help areas of Montgomery, Lawrence, Emmanuel, Tattnall, Toombs, and Trutland counties. All right, time is now 6:37 as kids head out to school this morning. It's a muggy day at the bus stop,
yeah.
that is for sure.
That is right. And I mean, and in summertime, I guess it just comes with the territory, right? That you have to deal with the humidity.
Exactly.
But fall is around the corner, everyone.
Yes.
Pumpkin spice
Thank you.
lattes are coming out next
Can't wait.
week, all right? So we're getting excited about it. Unfortunately, of course, as we go through the summer and into the fall, we also have to keep a closer eye on the tropics. And we are going to break down everything with Tropical Depression Fred in the next few minutes. I do want to just give you a quick look at what you can expect as you head out the door. Like we said, very muggy morning at the bus stop. And as all of you are getting ready to head out to work, temperatures are generally in the low 70s, and we're seeing a good bit of sunshine out there in most spots. Here in Perry, a few lingering clouds. We did have a little bit of fog this morning, so some spots might look a little bit more dismal than others. But as we go through the day today, we are going to be very summer-like, and we should see a lot of sunshine as we head through the afternoon. So if you are heading out maybe to the biker rally event that we have at the fairgrounds today, just be sure that you are packing plenty of water. It's going to be hot, mid-90s, feeling more like the triple digits, and we will have that chance for afternoon storms. Copy and paste the forecast for Friday and Saturday as well, and we will be a touch warmer, but with those heat index values in the triple digits, it doesn't matter if you're a degree or 2 warmer. It's still going to feel plenty hot as we go through the next few days. As we head through the next few days, we're also going to have all eyes on Tropical Depression Fred. So what happened is Tropical Depression Fred, of course, was a tropical storm yesterday, but then it had to fight with the mountainous region of the Dominican Republic, also interacted with land in Haiti. Now the storm is starting to push off of the islands of Hispaniola, and it will start to strengthen again as it makes its way over the warm waters of the Caribbean. So the latest forecast track from the National Hurricane Center came out at 5 o'clock this morning. It does have Fred returning to that tropical storm status by sometime tomorrow. Now, there is a lot of uncertainty with the track of this storm, and that's simply because, one, we're several days out here at home from potentially seeing impacts from this, but also now that it's a tropical depression, the storm is shaken up, so models don't know where to start in order to create the rest of the forecast. So as of this morning, there's actually more uncertainty, and that's never great to see, but with us being several days out, we're still okay. We have plenty of time to fine-tune this. The big question is going to be, how much does Fred interact with the peninsula of Florida? Some models actually have the storm making its way inland south of the Tampa area, and if that happens, it's going to prevent the storm from strengthening. Of course, the National Hurricane Center's forecast track does have Fred Fred staying out, at least the center of it, staying out over the warm, open waters of the Gulf of Mexico, and does indicate that it will strengthen as it makes its way up the Florida Peninsula and closer to the Gulf Coast. By Monday morning through the overnight hours, it is expected to have maximum sustained winds of 60 miles per hour as it approaches somewhere near the Panama City Beach area, potentially. Now notice, moving inland, it does have that potential to maintain tropical storm status. Let's talk about those spaghetti plots. Notice the uncertainty. Look at the spread in these models as we head through the weekend. The weekend is going to be the time when we're going to really need to pay attention to the progression of this forecast because, like I mentioned, if it makes its way over the peninsula of Florida, which the GFS is hinting at, the GFS is the X in green, then it falls apart and gives us lesser impact. If the European model plays out, which, disclaimer here, is an outlier, it will stay over the warm water of the Gulf and potentially make its way through central Georgia, giving us a greater impact. So right now, what we're looking at is that this is going to be a rainmaker for us in some way, shape, or form. But when it comes to those wind gust values, that still needs to be fine-tuned, same with any kind of severe threat. In the meantime, very summer-like over the next several days, and then if we have any impact from Fred, that would be on the way for Monday and Tuesday.